What am I? Back in 1967, I was a skinny little kid handing out leaflets at a polling booth in Manly with my uncle. And I was also a runaway ward of the state. And I'll never forget this big fella in a grey suit and a hat spat on me. He called me a name. And it wasn't the first time I've been spat on as a black fella, and it won't be the last probably. But the elders supported me and said, look, things are going to change after the referendum. Things will be for the better. But I stand here now in my silver years. I see more kids getting taken away now than what they did when I was taken away. I see more babies dying far too young. I see more of our brothers and sisters being incarcerated. And where's the rest of my generation? They're gone. I'm almost alone. And yet, you know, 50 years on, we've got a talk fest at Uluru. Can we change things? Are we going to be in another 50 years navel-gazing and having meetings and talking about these things? When is something going to improve?
Noel Pearson.
I was 2 years old when the referendum came, so I spent 2 years a non-citizen. I think my people had no idea that the referendum was going on. We were stuck in the mission. And the achievement of the '67 referendum was on the shoulders of a whole lot of activists going back early in the 20th century who were crying out for justice and who brought about our citizenship. We've made progress in the last 50 years, but some of the profound indicators of our problems, children alien from parents, the most incarcerated people on the planet Earth, and youth in great numbers in detention, obviously speak to a structural problem. It can't be just because we are poorly behaved or we're personally, powerless. It's a structural situation. And 50 years later, we've got to address the structural problem of Indigenous disempowerment. I think we have an opportunity with constitutional reform to finally tackle the thing that old Bill Stanner wrote about 50, 60, 70 years ago, about the torment of our powerlessness. And this country's never grasped the nettle of the structural situation in which Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people live. I think we finally have an opportunity to do that, and Dennis, I'm optimistic that if we seize this opportunity, we can turn around those really powerless indicators of our kind of structural disempowerment.
Pat Anderson.
The white man's not going to relinquish?
Sorry, say that again?
Aren't we asking for things or demanding things that the white man won't relinquish?
All right, Pat, let's hear from you on that.
In the Uluru Statement, we asked for the Australian public, all of you and everybody listening, to join us on a trek, I think that was the word that we used, so we could give us, in '67, we asked to be counted. In 2017, we're asking to be heard. We are voiceless and powerless in our own lands. This is our country. We've been here for 60,000 years. There has to be substantive change, structural change that will make a difference. We're going to have another. We've been asking for this, nothing is new, since prior 1840, and nobody listens and hears us. I don't understand that. What is it that we're not saying that you can't understand? So hopefully, I'm hopeful that this is an opportunity. I think Australia is ready for it. I think we're mature enough and sophisticated enough to have this, what might be a difficult conversation, but for goodness sake, let's have it and be done with it.
Just a quick one, Pat. Do you think the political class, and particularly, let's say, those from the Country Party or the more conservative side of politics, are ready to support and back, in a bipartisan way, substantive change? Because what came out of the Uluru Statement were serious, big changes to the Constitution.
The only gains we've ever made in this country, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, has been through our own activism, and joined by other people. That's why we're appealing to the Australian public. The politicians, you know, they do what they do. But we, the Australian public, we might do otherwise, might we?
Stan Grant, let me come to you.